Hello, Gemini. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing Gemini's reading for November 2025. Seeing what divine messages of guidance come through for Gemini's Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Specifically for the month ahead. Seeing what divine messages of guidance would be helpful for Gemini. Easy for me to say. All right. What's hidden from Gemini that would be helpful? Thank you. Outcome and advice. Thank you. All right. The overall energy is Two of Cups in reverse. This could be talking about either a disconnect between you and your higher self or a breakup. Breakup of a partnership, a disconnection with someone who you've been connected with. Knight of Pentacles, Five of Wands in reverse. Feels like there's no fight left. No passion, no desire. It feels like something, this does feel like someone else, like disconnecting, breaking up with, separating from someone where there's just no passion, no desire. No one's even fighting for this. And it feels like it never really got underway. Knight of Pentacles feels like it's just so slow. Nothing's happening. Lovers reversed. Two of Cups. Okay, it definitely, those are my cards for some type of relationship. Could be a romantic relationship that just never grew, never expanded. And there's no fight left. Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of juggling going on. A lot of trying to tell. It feels like both parties are trying to convince others of their side. Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands. Feels like your energy, Gemini, that you're taking action, even though you feel very burdened. You've got this world-building energy about you. Ooh, it's tough, though, with all the burdens going on. It feels like there's a breakup, a detangling, separation. It feels like there's a lot of... someone's trying to convince people of their perspective. Could have to do with finances. And it feels like you're, in the month of November, taking action, even though you're feeling incredibly burdened, exhausted. There's been a lot of confusion. It feels like there's still a lot of confusion going on. And twos. Two of Cups in reverse. Two of Pentacles and now Two of Swords. There's all this two energy. And with the Moon in reverse coming out, there's been confusion. But Moon in reverse, that confusion, that delusion, the fantasy, the dreamy type of energy is dissipating. So it feels like that fog of confusion is clearing in the month of November. As you create distance and separation from this energy. So what I'm getting is this connection, this relationship, whatever this is. It's hard to discern from inside the relationship what's going on. It feels like there's been a lot of juggling, and there's a need to take action, even though there's exhaustion and tiredness here, because the confusion is coming from inside the house, inside the relationship. And the more you connect with whoever the other part of the two, if you, Gemini, are one, then this other person. Also, Gemini's twin energy, and there's all these twos, and then there's Gemini energy. When you show up in your own reading, it allows you to take advantage of these energies because you're being yourself. Twin, two energy. I feel like you're reestablishing connection with you and your higher self this way. And you're detaching from someone who has kind of been your twin, but not. Like someone who you've identified with, connected with, but it never went anywhere. It never really grew. And it feels like there's no passion, no fight left. And it feels like you are finding yourself, finding your own twin nature, connecting with yourself in the month of November. And you can't find the answers from inside this connection. It's too confusing, purposefully so. It feels like there's been a lot of delusions, fantasies in this connection. But the more distance you get, the more healing, the more you understand, looking back, what you were a part of. Let's look in what's hidden. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse and Empress. So that also, the Knight of Cups in reverse is a false fantasy, an illusion, delusion. That's twice now that's come up. It feels like someone, specifically Knight of Cups, someone sold you a false illusion, a fantasy, to an Empress, to a divine feminine. And they're showing up as Knight of Cups. It feels like what I'm seeing and what's hidden is the beginning of the connection. They're not at your level. You're elevated. You're at Empress status when you met this person. It feels like they're not at your level. But they sold you some type of fantasy. Feels like hooked on a feeling. Tell me about the Knight of Cups in reverse. Wow, okay. What does Gemini need to know about the Knight of Cups in reverse? What's helpful? Thank you. Queen of Cups reverse, Five of Cups. A lot of watery energy with this Knight of Cups. Fantasy, illusions. With the Queen of Cups in reverse, it feels like they were taking advantage of a wound, an unhealed wound within you, where telling you what you wanted to hear, taking advantage of maybe some type of woundedness, sadness that you have, and they're telling you the fantasy, telling you what you want to hear, taking advantage of unhealed wounds, manipulating your emotions. This person's very emotionally manipulative. They're very good at presenting, at performing who this person changes depending on who's in front of them. And they weren't at your level when you met them. Doesn't feel like they've matured since. Feels like instead of elevating, coming up to the Empress level to meet you, to grow, to mature, to advance, instead it feels like they needed you down at their level and then further. So it doesn't feel like they had any real intentions to elevate. Maybe you were looking at their potential. feels like you were projecting your potential onto this person. You have this amazing, nurturing, loving energy. 9 of Swords in reverse. It looks like you're getting out of a comfort zone. This person, this type of relating has been a comfort zone. This is one of the, I perceive, most difficult cards. Being stuck in a comfort zone, but all these fears. Terrified to make the change. With the 9 of Swords in reverse, it looks like you're willing to get out of a comfort zone, out of a comfort zone relationship, facing fears. It's terrifying because they chip away at who you are. So then you are someone below them, someone that they can manipulate, push around. Death card, Hanged Man. Again, water energy. We've got Scorpionic energy and Pisces. It looks like a definite ending. You're getting out of this relationship, out of this comfort zone. That is a definite ending. You are tired of being tied to this person, tied up, limited. This person, it feels like they feel very comfortable sacrificing you, not putting you first. I think you've had it. All right. Moving on, Gemini, to the outcome and advice. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. A lack of stability, lack of resources, lack of funds. Feels like this might be a challenge to, 5 of Pentacles. So there might be some financial difficulties and challenges while you're separating, going through a breakup, maybe a divorce for some of you. You might feel abandoned as well. Lack of passion, lack of desire, not knowing what you want. What would be helpful for Gemini in the outcome and advice? Thank you. Temperance and Page of Pentacles in reverse coming out as a challenge to these energies. Patience. It's going to take some time to balance these energies out. Sagittarius energy. Your challenge is to be patient while this is a process. This doesn't happen just even in November. Feels like some of you have been working on this, separating, detaching from this person for a while. And your challenge is to be patient. You're right where you need to be. There's nowhere that you need to be other than this. This is important so you can alchemize this, heal as you go. And it also looks like it's a challenge for you to reconnect the dots, see things in a different way, start over from a new vantage point. It feels like, let me see what the Page of Pentacles in reverse, that's my card for inability to reconnect the dots in a different way, see things in a different way. Feels like you might be stuck in an old mindset. Old. 6 of Cups. Something from childhood. There's more to this than just the relationship. It feels like the belief systems, the healing goes all the way back to your childhood. So that's a lot to heal. So be patient. It takes the time it takes. I think what would be helpful is I'm right where I need to be. Everything's working out for me. I'm figuring it out. I've got the time. There's nothing wrong with where I'm at. I'm figuring this out. Any last messages that would help Gemini? Two of Cups in reverse and Six of Swords. You're moving on to calmer waters after a breakup. This also could create your nervous system might be completely wrecked from being in this relationship. It feels like you're overburdened by the relationship. So what also might be helpful for you, Gemini, in the month of November is healing your nervous system, getting out of fight or flight, finding as much peace and calm as you can, getting help even to do that. How can you heal your nervous system? Get out of fight or flight, freeze or fawn. Some of you might have been in fawn for a long time and freeze, but now you're taking action. So, all right. I hope that's helpful, Gemini. Have a great November. Take care.